Everyone, good morning to you, Jester, and how are you?
Okay, good morning. Good morning to the listeners and viewers of the Stick 5 with CG and Jester. Welcome to another mental health edition. Yeah,
It is Tuesday, the 26th of November. Could you believe how time is flying away, Jester?
quickly slipping by. You could say like the has ended already.
Well, yes, and they think everybody's like, December, November is almost finished, December is on the approach. And then as soon as December comes, you know that we are flying again without wings. It is, I mean, this is how the time is flying, and this is time waits for no one. So we know that coming to the end of another year, and we're hitting into 2025 as of January 1st from 12:01 a.m. You gotta be precise.
I tell you, girl.
So we're gonna say good morning to the people that listens to us every Tuesday on the mental health program. And we'll start off with, let me say good morning, first of all, to our IT guy, that tall 6'5" guy. Dugo, good morning to you. I mean, without him, we'll be flying all over the pan seats, as they say. Let me also say good morning to Caitlin Harley Douglas, Bernadette Abraham, Coffee in the Morning, Daphne Date and family in Toronto. This is Ethan, Arlene, and Olivia. Good morning to the Glean family out there in Texas. Good morning, Olavachi. NP, Lorna Bain in Tio. Good morning, girl. Excited for you. Mary out there in Tio. Junior up there at Grandy Town. Alban Harris in the Big Apple. Duchess, good morning. Dawn and Sandy, good morning to you. Mr. Nicholas Snag, good morning to you. Marlon Klein, good morning to you also. Good morning to Mona, Miss Job. Bandy, good morning. Congratulations. Bandy has now joined the rank of the retirees. Bandy has retired from Nawasa.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he did that last Friday.
Wow.
Yes. And after 30 something years, I mean, we work so hard. We work a lot of years before we call retirement, And Bandy, if you want to call this morning to give us a little chat, let's say it's 404-1189.
Certainly come fast.
Yes.
But to me, looking at Bandy, he still has quite a lot to offer.
Well, yeah, he's going to offer it in his
I guess as much you
personal.
probably might use him still,
Yes.
maybe as a consultant or
Yes.
on contract or whatever the case may be.
Good morning to Pat Pear, William Pear, and Michael Pear. Good morning to you all. Hope everything is A-okay. SBW, good morning to you. Good morning also to Natalina Buddy out there in the tracks. Good morning to the Cashew Tree crew. I think we have Kenu online. Good morning. So let me say good morning to Kenu. Good morning, Kenu, and how are you?
Good morning, and how is you?
We are good, good to hear you.
Sister
How is
Kenro,
Jester?
I'm here, I'm good. Thank God I'm all right.
Okay. I say a good morning to the nation,
Go ahead,
and good
please.
morning to each and every one what they on the station.
Good morning.
This morning, Lord, I come before you to give you thanks and to give you praise. But and to glorify your name because your name is worthy to be praised. Without you, we cannot live. But I bring the country before you. Remember, Grenada, Caricon, to Timothy. While I look over each and every village, every parish, every country, this our blessed Lord. But I thank you for putting us to bed. We thank you for waking us up this morning. Without you, we cannot live and we cannot die. This morning, Lord. But could I tell you what you don't know about your children? We are your sheep in the past year. You know, each and every one of us by our different voices. You say, Rock of Ages, call for us, and then we hide ourselves in thee. I bring the nation before you this morning, including the school children this morning, Lord. Pass by every school of this hour, Lord. Remember the teachers I bring, remember the principal, remember the security I bring before you. Remember the entire force this morning, blessed Lord, my God and my King. Remember the SSU, remember the RRU this hour, blessed Lord. Pass by each and every one of them. I know you can do everybody every good. Father God, remember the Prime Minister. I bring him before you and I lift him up to you. But I don't do you and you alone what knows everything. But you are the maker of things, you are the creator of things. Bring all the ministers before you this man, blessed Lord. The opposition party I bring before you. Remember that started by man by number. I bring that son before this our Lord. But I just put and give him up it down. My God and my King, this our Lord. The ministers I bring before our blessed Lord. You are the rock in the world, Lord. You are the one to shelter all the flood in the time of storm. I bring our workers here and everywhere before you this morning, blessed Lord. Pass by each and every one of them this morning. My God and my King, what could I tell you this morning, Lord? Pass by them. Second to Jesus, meek and mind, you say, look upon a little child. But are we humbling ourselves unto you as a little child this our blessed Lord? But I remember all your children, Lord. Pass by the prison this our blessed Lord. Remember each and every one, the mental home, the psychiatrist home. Remember the hospital, the nurses and the doctors, the security, all the workers I bring before you. My God and my Redeemer, what could I tell you? Pass by St. Patrick. Who knows it all about the villages, our blessed Lord. My God and my King, what can I tell you? But God have mercy on St. Patrick, I bring before you, Lord. People in St. Patrick, this our blessed Lord. Those that lost the loved one, I bring them before you, my God and my King. As you tell me, said, but you say, oh, Father, which art in heaven, will be them in thy kingdom come. Thy will be them on earth as it is in heaven. Give us the days our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses. As we forgive those who trespass against us and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For there is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Kenro.
Thank you, Kenro. And amen and amen.
Yes, yes, yes. So we have our people, that look out for us when we have a little bit of struggle. Everybody has our back there, Jester, which we really, really appreciate it.
But Kenro have a very unique way of praying.
Yes, yes, she
The way
does.
she prayed, and I've never heard any other person pray that the way she could
And she
pray.
said very subtle, very, very subtle. It's no bawling out or anything.
Yeah.
Very, very subtle. She does.
Because people like the thing about Father Pass.
Gotta pass by the home. Yes, yes. And yeah,
That
you're
window
passing him.
curtain.
Do I take a draw the
Oh
curtain and
my
stop it
God.
down? Yes, yes, yes.
It's
Yes.
interesting, really, really interesting.
So yes, so just we continue to say good morning. And Chance the game out there in Toronto just checked in her area. And let's just say good morning to the cashew tree crew. It's not a big cashew tree anymore, but it's springing back up because Beryl did a number on all the trees here in Plains. Good morning to Anne Bernard and MC. Good morning to Sherry out there in Maryland. Good morning, Wendy in Toronto. And I'm leaving it open for you to say good morning because I don't want you to think I take away.
Why you think
That's
when
my
you say
fault.
good morning, you're not saying morning on behalf of me as well? Why?
Well, but you have your
You're
special
making it
people.
look as
You have your special people that you say good morning to. So I'm saying let you take over now. Like you have the Itos and the Teds and everybody. So go right ahead.
everybody already mentioned the name, so I'm saying good morning to them.
And
Did you say morning to the Hill Street people?
I'll leave that for you. Let you should people take
Good morning. All right, I didn't want to create no controversy this morning. Let me say a special good morning to the Robinson family of Hill Street Sectors. I'm behaving myself good.
And let me also say good morning to my namesake Claire. I know that you are listening. I'm wondering how do you spell your name? You could put a message in the chat and let us know how you spell it because everybody spell Claire differently. Some spell it
Yeah.
Claire, some spell it Clair. Mine has no I. It's Clare. And some say it's the French version of it, and some say it's the Spanish. So I'm in between, in between the two, the Spanish and the French. So when you see I start to do the rumba and the salsa, and so,
Stop it, please.
No.
Having so much rain for the past. Get me like a sunshine.
I'm not singing, I'm just saying what it is. So just we're going to take that moment and we're going to do this, which I'm about to do. And no, people, we are not getting off the air, but we just want to let you know what we are talking about this morning and the importance of that. So just here we go.
So, Ariel, what are we talking about this morning? What, you like join me or something?
Silence.
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 Oh, so that why you were so silent.
Yes, we didn't go off the air. We didn't go anything. And let me apologize to everybody for last week. While we were in between, while we were the program coming down to an end, Grenlec decided if we had enough of you, they took the power. So the program ended abruptly last Tuesday. We couldn't come to an end, so we apologize for that, which is nothing that we could have controlled. But guess what? We become proactive after that. We got a USB battery charger. So when we plug on all our stuff here, if power goes, we have about a half an hour to let everyone knows that okay, power is gone and we are operating on just that little bit of juice. So when it goes off, we'll be able to say thank you so much for the end of the program. And I'm waiting on the technician, how you call you, the electrician right here. They promised to come and do it for me on the weekend.
Right?
Yes, Jester.
But you-
But hold on. I'm saying he promised to come and do the work, but he had automobile troubles. So he couldn't come. So I let him off the hook. But he's here today and maybe he'll come do it this evening to do it so that we won't be in the situation that we were in last week.
Yeah.
So
So before we dive into our subject, the Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, they have initiated a 16 days of activism against gender violence.
Okay.
China is between I think the 25th of November to the 10th of December.
Okay.
And gender violence is a really serious, something that's plaguing our society. Really, it does have a negative impact on the family structure, homes, families, society at large. So it is a cause for concern. I'm just stating for what it's worth.
Well, I guess education, communication and education is the key to solving all sort of issues that we have today once we communicate. So we're going to start our program this morning. And I forgot to tell you, you know the disaster bread that
Oh, yeah.
the disaster bread. Well, they said necessity is the mother of all inventions, yes? So I took my disaster bread. I had it in the fridge for a couple of weeks because I'm like, what am I going to do with it? So I decided to make bread pudding. Put my culinary skills into action again. And I made bread pudding. And let me tell you, it is yum in my tongue. Because
Is it the first time?
First time. And you tasted it?
Yeah, I give you a very high pass. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Serious. I'm giving you a equals.
When I tell you I could handle myself around the kitchen,
I was very, very, very much impressed because I eat bread pudding from other places already, like bakeries or such, and trust me, I've done that.
That's it.
Just
with my disaster bread.
Taking in subordinate bread, turn it into.
Well, let me quickly give you a story about my disaster bread. You remember a few weeks ago, I told that Jester was going to bake, and he said he want bread, and I said he's not getting any. And maybe because I told him you're not getting any bread, my bread turned into a disaster. Because I had my bread kneaded and it rose, and I put it in the pan, and to do it half an hour, the oven just turned on, and I got a phone call and said, "Can you please go with me to Grand Roy?" And I'm like, "What, Grand Roy?" It was about 7:10. I said, "What time are we coming back?" "Oh, we're not staying long. We're just going to pick up something." And I said, "Okay." I said, "But I have bread going in the ovens, but I have to turn it on." So we're not staying long. So I said, "Okay, my bread could rise for another half an hour. So, okay. Jester, we left here at 7:30. I got back here 2:30 a.m.
Good for you.
In the morning. I'm tired, I'm pissed and everything. And I came and the bread watching me and I watched it. And, I wasn't thinking in my head to just take it out of the pan and give it another, little knead. I just throw it in the oven. 3:30, I took it out. Because I didn't even sleep a wing that night, honestly. I took it out of the oven, put it to cool on the rack and everything. And then about 4 o'clock, I went downstairs and I put it in the, you call it the paper, the parchment paper and foil. in the morning, when I decide to really a date and everything, I say, good, okay, good breakfast. Let me tell you, I could have break somebody's head with the bread. The bread hard as the rock of Gibraltar.
Yeah, because after you don't rise already,
He rise, I can he rise. That's what we call the rise and fall of the disaster bread. So I just put it in, I just put it in a bag and just throw it inside the fridge. And then weeks and I said, I should do something with it. And the good thing about with bread, when it becomes like that, you can make croutons with it. You cut out the inside of it, you cut it in squares, season it up and bake it,
yeah.
and then have it in a Ziploc bag. So when you're doing salads and you want to put crouton like Greek salad, you have the croutons that you homemade. But I decided bread pudding it is. And I have to say, I'm really, really proud of myself the way my bread come. And
I had some of it, and trust me, I ate a good portion of it, and it wasn't all that sweet.
Well, me and the sugar thing, everybody has to decrease the sugar.
Flavor, real spice, and it was good. It was good. I'll give you some credit. When you make soup, it's a little sugar.
But I always making fitness, so now we're doing it. I always making fun. So yes, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and the guest we will be right back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester. Are you looking for a store where you can find almost anything? Well, look no further. Right here on Main Street Hotels in St. Patrick, Little England has it all, or almost all. They have everything 220. TVs from 32 to 75 inches, refrigerators, cookers, air fryers, electronics, toiletries, baby stuff, and even stuff for your pets. Come in for a visit and you're sure to find something. Call us at 473-421-8008. That number again, 473-421-8008.
Who needs $200,000 raw cash for Christmas? You. Yes, you can have it. On Sunday, December 1st, from 5 p.m. Lead to the River Sally playing field as Cash Frenzy presents Take It to the Bank $200,000 Cash Money Bingo. Yes, $200,000 in cash. No gimmicks. Can you imagine spending only $100 and walking away with lots of cash? I'm telling all you, Christmas looking real nice. Jackpot game, $50,000 cash. Plus 2 games at $20,000. And many other games. Get your tickets now at the Tipsy Bar, Downtown Sates, Top FM in Grenville, or call 537-8877 or 410-0980. Music by DJ Glendon, DJ Mad Kid, and poured by Small Close Town, and hosted by Shortleg. No unauthorized vending. Sunday, December 1st, River Sally Playfield. Sponsored by Top FM, Coca-Cola, Flannel, Spring Water, and Carrot.
Mommy, when we going shopping? School on Monday and all my snacks done. Baby, worry not. It have the perfect spot right here in Sotes for all our shopping needs. We shopping smart with Smart Buy. Located on Main Street Hotels in St. Patrick, they cater for all our grocery needs. From laundry detergents, frozen meats, hygienic supplies, up to snack items, they've got it covered. All at reasonable prices. For more information, call Smart Buy today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. They're open Monday to Saturday for all your shopping needs. We shopping smart with Smart Buy.
The storm barrel. We had to build back, and that we did.
I am
So now join us as McDonald College presents its annual fair, bashment and dance. Friday, 29th November 2024. Fair starts 3 p.m. 3 p.m. With all the treats, games, and fun activities. Then at 5 p.m. it's bashment. Admission $10. And finally, at 9 p.m., it's the massive dance. Big people thing. Admission $20 with music by Just Gus, Squad, and powered by DJ Small Glow Sound System. So on Friday, 29th November, McDonald College Annual Fair, Bashment, and Dance. Thanks for your continued support. Facility for you tonight.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1845. Sugar's Repair Services, located at Lower Marley, St. Patrick. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester. To everyone that has just checked in, it is Tuesday. It is the mental health program, and let me say good morning to those of you who just checked in. Lorna Bain is in the house. Alvin Harris from New York is in here. Jenny Mason, Take Trouble FF is also online. I thank you guys for checking in this morning. And we're going to get right into our program. I just heard from Mr. Williams, and let me say good morning to him, because let me tell you, he keeps us on the ball with what's going on. I send a message and then he's going to respond. The ads are a bit sticky still, so Dugo is working on the system as we speak, and he's trying to recommend to resolve, rectify that. Thanks for the word. Rectify that. And let me also say good morning to the man that make all the noise in New York. Fight Run at 94.9 FM. I know he's bringing us live there also, so we can't forget the people that keeps us afloat here. So today, we are going to be talking about situations in life where the best thing to do is remain silent, according to psychology. It says there is a fine line between adding value to a conversation and just adding noise. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to stay quiet. Just to stay quiet. It might seem counterintuitive, especially when you feel the need to voice your opinion or defend your position. But psychology suggests there are circumstances where silence is the best response. It is not about being passive or disinterested, but about understanding the power of thoughtful silence. In this article, we'll explore situations where keeping quiet can actually be your most effective strategy. Let's dive into the art and the science of silence. You ever thought that silence could be your best buddy at times?
Your high speed chunk cat.
Yes.
That's how I'll put it.
Silence can do that. And it says one of the ways you can be silent is during a heated argument. We've all been there. Tell me I lie. We all had heated arguments.
Of course.
A conversation escalates into full-blown argument and it's getting heated. Psychology tells us that this is exactly when you should hit the pause button. During such high-tension moments, emotions are running high and rational thinking often takes a back seat. Any words you can say in the heat of the moment can potentially escalate the situation even further. By choosing to remain silent, you allow both parties to calm down, think clearly, and prevent any regrettable words being said. More importantly, it shows respect for the other person, even when you disagree with them. Remember, silence in this situation isn't a sign of defeat, but a strategic move towards resolution. And this is so true because just when you're in an argument with someone, everybody wants to say, I'm right. But sometimes, as they say, we have to be the bigger person and do the right thing.
But
To step away. To
the
stay
thing is,
silent.
I think the underlying word here is the fit of this whole opening of the subject matter this morning. Because a lot of times, in truth, when you decide to take a position of just remain silent on an issue, people feel that you're weak. You know, you feel that they walk over you,
Mhm.
and that usually be so far from the truth.
That's true.
In fact, the worst person to really take a chance with is somebody who tends to be more of a silent
Strong
individual.
side, yeah.
Yeah, if you ask me.
Yes. So, and it says again that you put on the pause button, and that gives you time to get your act together. Do I want to continue this, or do I want to just take a step back? Because at the end of it all, it says it's not say that you are weak as you say or so, because normally when we are in a situation where we have an argument, sometimes words fly out of our mouth and we cannot take them back.
Like a bullet that fly.
Yes, we cannot take them back. So this is where it's saying that if you are in a heated argument, instead of escalating the situation, take a step back, press the pause button.
But not just that too, Claire. You know, when two people start with an argument
Mhm.
and then okay, I decide to just, you know what, keep my tongue. Do you realize that for some people that usually kills them, you know?
I think once
They,
I'm speaking,
they become much more angry.
yes, something.
Yeah.
But then you as the person that is in the argument supposed to know that this is not going anywhere fast. So let me step back. And if the person that you're arguing with thinks that, okay, you're staying silent and this is aggravating me more, then you just leave the area totally.
Yeah, just walk
Because
away.
they can get really angry
Yeah.
and maybe do something that you don't want what will happen. Caitlin Halley Douglas, good morning to you. Jenny Mason, good morning to you also.
It's feet clean.
Yes.
Good morning.
So the next one, it says when someone else is speaking. And all of us can learn a thing or two from this gesture. When someone is speaking. I learned this valuable lesson the hard way. I was in a critical business meeting, eagerly awaiting to share my thoughts. As soon as I saw an opening, I jumped in and started talking. But in my haste to make my point, I inadvertently interrupted my boss. It was awkward to say the least. That's when I realized the importance of silence when someone else is speaking. It is not just about being polite, it is also about showing respect and giving the other person the space to express their thoughts. Psychology tells us that active listening, which includes staying silent when others speak, not only makes us better communicators, but also fosters strong relationships. So before you rush to fill the silence, remember that sometimes it is better to just sit back and listen.
You see, and that's the thing, actually. A lot of the times when people you feel that you're being offended, and we don't take time to analyze the situation and see how best we approach it. But if we allow the rush of blood to get into our head and you just decide, you know what, I'm just going and lash out, sometimes the repercussions that have sometimes it's far worse, you know, in handling the situation in such a way.
Yes. And as it says, when you want to get your point across and you see that little window of opportunity, you jump in and you say what you have to say. But it says it was very awkward. And this, when I was going through stuff that I wanted to talk about, and I talk about silence, I never thought that silence had that profound meaning behind it on ways that we can really benefit from being silent. They have commercials that saying about the strong, silent type. And sometimes we really and truly have to take that road to stay silent when others are doing their thing. There are people that I know that if you're in a conversation with them and the conversation start going south, then it's coming against them. They try their best to speak over you so that you would not be able to bring the point across that you are trying to bring. So when they speak over you, what's left for you to do, Jester?
Just allow them and just maintain
Just shut up.
silence.
Yes,
Yeah.
and just stay silent
And,
because
but usually they will think that they win the battle. So
but it's not about it's about respect for the other person.
but as I say, some people when you just resolve yourself, you just keeping silent. They probably think, well, okay, that's it, I'm over you with that. And it really does not mean that. It really doesn't mean.
So it says again, here's another good morning to Annette. Annette is saying good morning, just
Good morning to you, Annette.
and he get bread pudding. I didn't tell him you're not getting the same Annette. He gets. So yes, it says when you are unsure of the facts, and that again just something.
Annette, what I
Annette,
told her, I'm dropping the package to look after. Is that
the one close
Annette?
to the opposite to Hubert. Yeah,
Okay.
that's her. Yes. So, and again, just so we're talking about the facts when you're unsure of the facts. And a lot of this is going around. And sometimes this is where we have to shut our trap and stay silent. Because I can come to you, Jester, and say, Jester boy, you hear that? You don't hear this going on? But I don't have the facts. And I just tell you, and guess what you do? You don't even stop to question, well, Claire, well, where did you get that information from? Is that you take it and you're gone with it. So again, let's do what it says here. Did you know that the human brain can hold about as much information as a hard drive with 1 terabyte of storage? That is interesting. That's a lot of data. But it doesn't mean we always have the right information at our fingertips. In situations where you're unsure of your facts or lack concrete evidence to back up your statement, it is often best to remain silent. Speaking on a topic without solid knowledge can lead to misinformation and harm your credibility. Staying quiet gives you the opportunity to listen, learn, and then speak when you're sure of your facts. It shows humility and a willingness to learn, which can increase others' respect for you. After all, it is better to remain silent and thought to be a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. That is a powerful, powerful one.
Well, I hear that all the time, and it is realistic. It is realistic, Sometimes you listen to some people talk and yeah, like seriously, it's amazing what comes out from the mouth because remember your first point of judgment of that person is like based on what they say,
Mm-hmm.
what you're speaking of. You can make that judgment from there,
Quite
But
true.
but it's difficult to make an assessment of somebody who tend to remain silent. Honestly, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That's why like, when I am in certain areas, in strange areas, in an environment that I'm not very accustomed to or very familiar with, um, my disposition is quite different from where I normally be around. Yeah, yeah. You don't find me go with grinning around and opening up the world. Yeah, let it. You see that kind of serious face there, and that they know that man look at man to big chance.
Exactly. That's the way of protecting yourself. Yes.
Right.
But this is such a powerful point though, when you do not know the facts. Because we spread a lot of rumors, we do a lot of propaganda in our lives. Because sometimes you just hear you hear an accident happen down the street. You don't know, you don't have the information or the facts as to what happened. You hear somebody dead. And that is not true. Sometimes you hear around the carnival, I think they said somebody got shot, somebody shot to death, another one got stabbed, and everybody, the people dead. When it comes down to the real truth of it, that didn't happen. Yes, somebody got shot. Yes, somebody got stabbed, but no one, it wasn't fatal.
Cry, you hear me say already. you have to strain information. You know, like when you're making some lime juice, brown sugar tend to have a lot of dust. So it's quite better sugar to use. It's all the seeds and everything, and you'll get maybe a nice fine strainer. Or some people may use a vest or these are diapers of the grab, a special diaper cloth to do that. So it's the same thing with information, especially in this era. You have to strain the information. You can't just hear something and just run away with it. No.
But we have that problem. Human beings have that problem. We tend to like the propaganda of things. Somebody says something and without questioning it, you just, according to the man, you just run with it. But we have to stop and think twice before we go with information that what we hear.
Because, interestingly, I got a piece of information this morning with regards to, which I'll tell you off air when we're
Regards
done.
to
And I think, girl,
listen, I
I,
since we're talking
I,
about thing.
I was like, what? What? It couldn't be on planet when this is happening. It was just so interesting, so amazing. I thought, my
Again,
my
propaganda.
people, you understand what I'm saying?
And and the funny thing, I sit in my little corner and don't interfere with anybody, but everybody has a lot to say. But you see, as they say, it's important people talk about.
Sorry,
I finish.
man, need to run that by you. You will
People want to
girl,
hear.
you might break up sometimes when you,
Is that serious, eh? Okay.
it's just a laugh, just laughing.
Well, and I laugh.
Comical,
I laugh.
But yet, some people will have that sort of impression, and they're like, it just amazes us sometimes.
Yeah, according to I've learned these days to make my back like Kalaloo leaf. If water runs, if it runs off, you just take a dive, it runs. So yes, when it's my thing that it comes on and it feels like it. So it's sorry about that. When the timing isn't right, when the timing is not right to stay silent, it says timing is everything. There are moments where speaking up could do more harm than good, simply due to bad timing. Imagine you've just heard some exciting news about a project you've been working on. You're eager to share it with everyone, but it's late at night. As much as you'd like to share the news immediately, would it be appreciated by your colleagues receiving a work related message at that hour? Psychologists suggest that knowing when to hold back is just as important as knowing what to say. By being sensitive about timing, you respect other people's boundaries and increase the likelihood of your message being well received when you do to choose to share it. So next time you're eager to voice out something, take a moment to consider if the timing is appropriate.
Yes, of course. Not because you get the news at around 1 a.m. in the morning, you probably might go and wake up a co-worker of yours to pass on that information. That person might be mad with you. It's
And some
you know, if it, in cases of emergencies, you could wake up people at a time and they will understand. But a lot of the time, sometimes it's not a case of emergency that, you want to disturb somebody in the sleep that kind of time of the morning, maybe just to tell them, we're going and walk away today. Uh,
But just again, it goes back to the fact that our brain, when it has information, we want to get it out. So instantly, it doesn't matter if they're sleeping or if they're awake or if they're at work or so, you want to let them know because you see,
I think it's just being anxious, really.
Exactly.
And excited.
Yes. We have that tendency to want to get it out first. It's like I say, when something happens out there, a man is lying on the ground, bleeding. You're not even helping him, but you have your phone taking pictures to put it out there first because I've seen that first. I'm going to post it first.
Yeah.
And that is what the issue and the problem is that we are having today. People lost their compassion. They lost what it is. They lost the empathy towards this thing. So it's the timing. Most times the timing is not right for you or me or us to take photos or when somebody's meet a demise or somebody's lying on the ground because of an accident, to take that photo and publish it out there because you were there first on the scene.
Okay, so timing is critical.
It is.
How you approach and do certain things. Yeah, I agree. Timing is strategic, if you ask me.
Well, explain,
No,
explain.
well, you might be contemplating on doing something for a while, um, but if you don't choose the appropriate time to deal with it or address it, then it could just ruin your chances of the advantage you're trying to give. It's as simple as that.
That's true. And do you think, Jester, that talking about silence here and the situations that we face can affect us mentally?
Of course it can. Of course it can. Because it could put you under some mental pressure, you know. Because you would be contemplating within yourself, is that the right time to deal with that? You know, or whether it's not the right time. And then you keep debating within yourself, and it can put you under some mental strain. It can. I see it can.
Have you ever been in a situation where, like you say, you have a decision to make? You did not think it through properly and you did it. And it didn't work out the way you want. And then you say, I could kick myself
Oh yes.
because the timing was really not there for you to do
Oh
it.
yes. And that's why a number of people say it's because of the experiences they will have, and they think like, if I had the opportunity to do it again, they would have done it different. So it happens to a number of people. Once you're leaving, things will happen. Disappointment will come. Yeah. The approach of how you choose to do something, but you realize it did not work out the way you wanted it to, and then after that you say, "Oh, maybe I should have done it that way." So it happens all the time.
That's true. Here's the other one. When someone needs to be heard. So here's a question for you. If I coming to you to say something to you, I need to be heard. I want you to hear me. Would you stay silent when I'm telling you something? Or would you just, as I said before, talk over me so that, you make the point that, Claire, you need to do this and stop this. Or Claire, you need to do that. Or Claire, go and do this way. So this is what it's saying here. When someone needs to be heard. So there are times when we encounter a friend, a family member, or even a stranger who is going through a tough time. They may be overwhelmed with emotion and desperately need someone to share the burden with. In such situations, the most compassionate thing you can do is remain
Silent and listening.
not offering advice, not trying to fix the problem, but simply being there for them. Psychology affirms that the act of active listening can be incredibly therapeutic for the speaker. It validates their feelings and let them know they are not alone. In these moments, your silence speaks volumes about your empathy and understanding. It is a powerful reminder that sometimes people don't need advice or solutions, they need to be heard. Good morning to you, my friend Lorna, and how are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I am good. Good to hear you. We haven't heard you for a couple of weeks. What's gives?
Yes, I was busy for a couple of weeks because I was getting ready to retire and there were so many things to get done.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 o'clock was not the ideal time for me.
Okay.
So now that I'm home, I put aside my Tuesday mornings to dedicate to your program.
Well, congratulations. You have joined the rank of the retirees. You have joined my world.
You put away your Tuesday mainly because of Jester, and also
Both of you.
Lorna, do you know Jester? Jester, you just want to steal my friendship from me, and I would let him because I know how far it's gonna go.
oh my gosh. Good to hear you, Lorna.
Yes, good morning. Yes, I like that part where it says the timing is not right because we could even apply it when we have to talk to others about unpleasant things. And I've found that sometimes if I have to talk to somebody about something that is not very pleasant, if I wait, like if I don't bring up the discussion the first time that there is an incident that I want to talk about, that if I wait, it occurs again and it comes so natural, that the timing comes so natural that I can bring up the topic. And when I bring up the topic at that point, it is more acceptable to both of us so that we can discuss it in a better atmosphere than if I had brought up the topic at the earlier time. So I always wait when there is something that I have to talk to somebody about that is unpleasant. I always wait. I do not do it at the first instant. And I wait, and sometimes I'm surprised that the moment presents itself so naturally at another time, and then I can talk about it, and we both can have that discussion and feel better about it. That we have the discussion and it didn't leave us feeling any bad feelings to one another. So I find that point about when to be silent, looking at the timing, to be very powerful. And I try to apply that in my dealings with others, and I find that I am very successful in keeping relationship when I try this point. So that's my contribution for today.
Thank you so very much as usual. And I'd like to say congratulations to you again for joining the world of Lorna has been working at this place over 30-something years, eh? And
Long time.
yes, they've gone through layoff, they've gone through things. And that only shows you when you're dedicated to your job and you do what you have to do, chances are you will stay there until you're ready to leave as she is right now.
I wish her well until retirement.
Yes, and she's going to be doing
I guess as
just
much
fine.
she would have, because Claire, people, you ought to already plan for retirement. So I believe the time was coming around, so she had enough time to plan for retirement. But just
Yes.
one or two people, they already plan for retirement, and you find that sometimes they come out and their life after could be kind of miserable because they did not really plan for the retirement, So,
Quite sure.
yeah. But going back to timing, I believe if I was the person in there, I would have put timing as a sort of subheading. I believe timing is really key. And clear, even in growing up with your parents or your guardian, you actually would know when it's time to ask of them certain things, like you probably want to go here or
Yes.
there. You must know what sort of mood they in. You want to ask them when they're somewhat kind of disgusted with you or they're angry. You would find that when you find that soft spot of them to really approach them to really think. So that's why timing is really, really critical to get what you want, what you're actually looking for.
And that is true because sometimes they give you chores to do and you're fretting like crazy, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But if you want to go somewhere and you want to ask them nicely if they could go, you're doing all kind of chores they didn't ask you. They didn't ask you to do it, but you're doing it because you have your aim that you're going to ask them to go somewhere. And sometimes you still end up being disappointed. No, you're not going. And you're saying, I did all that work and I still end up. But again, timing is key.
Timing is
It is key.
Timing is key.
Yeah.
Key. I remember on a Sunday, because you want to go to matinee, you want to do everything. But sometimes they do not have to ask you to do something. You take it on your own and do it. And anything they ask you to do, you're not looking to stretch that mouth or show any sign of threat or anything. You're more than willing to do it.
Yes,
because you want to ask them.
Yes.
Can I go to matinee today? Or can I go?
Can
I go to exactly?
Yes.
So you cannot play to get that real spot of them. And when you're willing to do things, that is a way of kind of softening them up a bit.
Yes. Timing.
So the timing.
Yes. So the next one is when you're trying to control your emotions. And this is something that we all go through. Our emotions, as I said, sometimes people toy with our emotions. We are emotional people because we're being created that way to have emotions, to show emotions and all this stuff. So it says, I remember a time when I received some feedback that I didn't agree with. My first instinct was to defend myself and express my disagreement. My heart was racing and I could feel my face getting warm. But instead of lashing out, I chose to remain silent. I took a few deep breaths and allowed myself time to process the information. Psychology tells us that silence can be an incredible, effective tool for managing our emotions. It gives us the space to reflect on our feelings rather than reacting impulsively. By choosing silence in that moment, I was able to manage my emotions, reflect on the feedback objectively, and respond in a more thoughtful and constructive manner. It was a tough lesson, but one that stuck with me ever since. And Jester, this is so right. Our emotions. Somebody come and say something to me, and because it offends me, I just want to just lash out. This is our human tendency to do things like that. We want to just lash out. We just want to say, well, how could you say this? And how could you do this to me? But as it says, it gives being silent gives us time to reflect. I call it the 24-hour window.
Yeah.
And if you hear Lorna just spoke about if you leave it for some time, you can get to have a better communication with that person. So this here too, as you said, it's a lesson that he has learned and it's stuck with that person right off by staying silent.
I like the part there that silence can be an incredible, effective tool for managing our emotions. It gives us the space to reflect on our feelings rather than reacting impulsively. That is so, so true.
Yes. And that's what I say. We are born with emotions. We're emotional people. But then this is when you have to learn to control. It's like an athlete. Because you can run doesn't mean that you have to be running everywhere. Like I always say, if I can walk, why run? There are times you have to walk. And when you go on a field on your race day, even though you know you can run like Bolt and all the other guys that run and they want to Kirani James and everyone, you have to be on that starting block, right? You don't just go and just take off because you know you can run and you have speed. So that's why it's saying that you have to hold back. You have to think about it. Because if you just take off from the starting block and you go, what happens to you? That you get disqualified. You could be the fastest man in the world, but you did not follow the rules. That you did not tell yourself that you manage your emotions. Because I tell you, watching them line up there to run, my heart is going just for them too. So I could imagine them what they're going to, but they also have to manage their emotions while they are on that starting block.
And there was a time when Usain Bolt was evicted from a race. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens because he was eager to get there. He was eager to take off and he did not manage his emotions properly. And it happens to all of us. Sometimes they say we let our emotions rule us. And it's true because when things happen to us or things are being said, our first thing is to just go at it. But as it's telling us here, manage it, manage your emotions, reflect on the objectivity, and you can respond in a more constructive manner when things come your way. It is, as I said, when I started doing this thing about silence, I didn't think that it had so much a profound way to deal with it and how it affects us mentally. Because if we don't do a lot of the things that it's saying here, Jester, then we are lacking a lot of things in our lives because we'll be always running our mouth and saying all these wrong things. But by doing this, we can really put ourselves in a position where not every time we got to open that book. Not every time.
Funny enough, Claire, I remember like being on the radio and so they hear you talk, you've been very forceful at times, being on radio. And then, like, when they see you, the people that you see me on the road, they can't believe that is the same person they've been hearing on the radio because, it just moved like kind of cool on the outside, big set of us.
No fuss, no more self.
That's it.
The number to call is 404 1189. Although we are speaking about silence today, I'm not asking you to be silent.
We allow them to break the silence.
Yes, call and give your feedback on what we're talking about, because I'm sure, like me and like you, Jester, a lot of people did not know how profound the silence can be.
Silence is very much profound.
It is.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the points that we're talking about now, it is, something that, wow, can this really happen? It is time for us to take a quick break, Jester, and we will be right back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester.
Are you looking for a store where you can find almost anything? Well, look no further. Right here on Main Street Hotels in St. Patrick, Little England has it all, or almost all. They have everything 220. TVs from 32 to 75 inches, refrigerators, cookers, air fryers, electronics, toiletries, baby stuff, and even stuff for your pets. Come in for a visit and you're sure to find something. Call us at 473-421-8008. That number again, 473-421-8008.
Who needs $200,000? Raw cash for Christmas.
Yes, you can have it.
On
Sunday, December 1st, from 5 p.m., all roads lead to the River Sally playing field as Cash Frenzy presents
Take it to the bank.
$200,000 cash money bingo.
Yes, $200,000 in cash.
No gimmicks. Can you imagine spending only $100 and walking away with lots of cash? I'm telling all you, Christmas looking real nice. Jackpot game, $50,000 cash, plus 2 games at $20,000. And many other games. Get your tickets now at the Tipsy Bar, Downtown Sates, Top FM in Grenville, or call 537-8877 or 410-0980. Music by DJ Glendon, DJ Madkid, and powered by Small Close Sound and hosted by Shortleg. No unauthorized vending. Sunday, December 1st, River Sally Playfield. Sponsored by Top FM, Coca-Cola, Fennel, Spring Water, and Carrot.
Mommy, when we going shopping? School on Monday and all my snacks done. Baby, worry not. It have the perfect spot right here in Sotes for all our shopping needs. We shopping smart with Smart Buy. Located on Main Street Hotels in St. Patrick, they cater for all our grocery needs, from laundry detergents, frozen meats, hygienic supplies, up to snack items. They've got it covered, all at reasonable prices. For more information, call Smart Buy today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. They're open Monday to Saturday for all your shopping needs. We shopping smart with Smart Buy.
The storm barrel. We had to build back, and that we did. So now join us as McDonald College presents its annual fair, bashment and dance, Friday 29th November 2024. Fair starts at 3 p.m. With all the treats, games, and fun activities. Then at 5 p.m. it's bashment. Admission $10. And finally, at 9 p.m., it's the massive dance. Big people thing. Admission $20 with music by Just Gus, Squad, and powered by DJ Small Cloud Sound System. So on Friday, 29th November, McDonald College Annual Fair, Bashment and Dance. Thanks for your continued support. Facility for you tonight.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, We satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418 1845. Sugars Repair Services, located at Lower Marley, St. Patrick. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester. Program Mental Health on Tuesday with CJ and Jester. That's me and that's you.
That's correct.
That's us. Accountable. That's WiBS. We're on. And there's a lot of things that we take for granted in life, like that word silence. They said give them 2 minutes of silence for somebody that passed, or they say silence is golden. We didn't even know what they were talking about until we came up with this to talk about this morning. Silence and the things that it has about it, or you can control your emotions and everything of that sort.
And I see how your silence has become very devastated earlier.
My silence? Yes, I'm a silent lunatic. Okay, sometimes I can when I have to say things, I say things. When I don't, I don't. I just stay silent, and it has been working for me, really and truly, being silent, because I think when you open your mouth, just and say everything that is in here, then people can really look for your next move.
Yeah.
But when you are silent, just continue going. You're going through with your daily chores and everything.
It makes them easier to figure you out when you're not right to.
Yeah, check up, and blah 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 blah, and you're going there. Yeah. Sometimes silence is your biggest tool, as they say. And I am not afraid to use it. As what to sing again? I'm not afraid. Take my hand.
No, not to sing. Please, not to sing.
Okay.
Oh my
done.
gosh.
You don't have to interfere, just say, you see, I say these things and then when the thing take me, right? Like last week, remember I said to you, if something is wrong with me, you will know. You definitely will know if something is wrong with me because, no, what happened to Claire now? Something is not right with her. Claire is not being herself. So when you see things like that is missing from my life, call the therapist from you see. I'm telling you. Call the therapist from me. I don't think it's gonna happen. And I don't know if it's gonna happen. But if it does happen, you know where I'm saying I'll give you permission. Call the therapist. Claire needs help. She really, really does need help when I start to behave the other way. So it says, when you are in a new environment, I was just be silent. You talked about it earlier, Jester.
Yes.
Like if you go to a different place, say like you take yourself and you go to Pearls or you go to Telescope and you don't really know the surrounding, you don't even know the people that is there. So you can't just go on everybody, oh, hi, everybody, and everybody you see. You have to sit back and according to scope the crowd and see how it. So you stay silent in this kind of environment. And here it says, starting a new job, moving to a new city, joining a new club. These are situations where you might find yourself in an unfamiliar environment, surrounded by people you don't know. It's natural to want to make your presence felt and establish a rapport with new acquaintances. But psychology suggests that initially it might be wiser to observe and listen. By holding back and listening, you learn about the dynamics of the group, the unspoken rules, and the personalities of those around you. This information can guide your interactions and help you navigate this new environment more effectively. So remember, when you are in unfamiliar, what do you call it? unfamiliar, unfamiliar, tongue sticking there, territory, sometimes it's best to listen first and speak later. I mean, is there any more we can say about that? Because
not at all.
especially when you go to new places,
Yes.
you can't just go and just blabbering all over the place, as we say. You have to scope out your environment. It says it's best to observe and listen, because sometimes you go to a place just and you learn a few things by just staying silent, just relaxing and staying silent. You hear things that you didn't know you could have, you wanted to hear.
That's true.
So new environment, people just don't go. Yeah, you might be a social butterfly and all that, but that doesn't mean that you always have to be social when you go places. You can sit back, relax, and just pay attention to the environment around you. Listen, and learn. It says by holding back and listening, you learn the dynamics of the group that you're joining or wherever you're going, the unspoken rules and the personalities of those around you. Because every one of us just has different personalities.
Of course.
You cannot meet two persons the same every time. I may like pink, you may like blue, I like salt, you like sugar, different personalities. So this is where you learn to deal with it in a new environment.
Well, yeah, I think I got a little bit lost from me, actually.
When you want to get
I know
lost.
sometimes it was
No, I didn't jump
fun.
anywhere. No.
Yeah,
Talk about when you are in a new environment.
when you're in a new environment,
Mhm.
when you're in the presence of a complainer, is that
No, that didn't reach there yet.
okay?
So you
It's-
in a new environment where you go to a new job, a new city, you start a new club, and you should know about starting new clubs. You're a sports person. You do soccer. You do what do you call it? Well, football and soccer. You do that. You commentate. You go to what do you call it? City sports. You go to village sports. You go to all that.
Yeah.
So new environment. So this is up your alley. So she give me some more insight on things like that. When you go to a sports meet and you meet people like Andy Best and you meet people like Nubian and you meet people like whoever you meet in those places and you think that they have a little more experience than you. You don't just go see them having a meeting and just jump in and say, I know you do this and do that. You sit back, you wait, you hear what they're discussing. And if they say, Jester, what do you think? Then you give your 2 cents, yes or no?
Well, it's true. And for example, when I was in GFA executive, guess what? I am the one among the members of meeting that would do the least documents. But when I talk, special notices to be taken off. So yeah, some people they just like to talk sick, and maybe
they want to be heard.
somebody might say something already, but they just find that in a meeting or so they just want to make their presence being felt, but they find they have to say something. If I really don't have to say anything in a meeting, I really don't say anything. Because something what you might be targeting to speak about, somebody might have spoken about it before, so you don't really have a cause to say anything. So that's why, because of that, when I see and I tell you straight, they have to listen.
Well, they do listen. They don't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, sometimes, according to what comment is made that you had in your mind to make, and it says, okay, Jester, do you have anything to say? The only comment you can make, it's already covered.
Yes.
It is already covered. Don't try to go over the person and say it over because it become monotonous.
Exactly.
You hear big word?
That's sort of repetition for you. It makes no sense.
Do you hear the big word that I just used?
Monotonous.
This
Yeah.
one.
We're trying words.
Oh, yes. So this is what environment. So you have to scope out your environment and know how to act when you are in a new environment, a new club, a new whatever, a new job. There are people that go to a job just, and I've seen it, and they come to the job, they get hired, and I am there, you are there as the oldies, and then when they come in and they have an idea, they didn't even ask, well, how do you go about doing this? Or how do you do it? Oh, you know what? What you all doing there is old fashioned. Do it this way and do it that way. No one is saying that you can't bring in your ideas, but let it come to a nice flow.
Yeah.
Get yourself in with the people first, and then you can make the idea. But you see, some of us are so arrogant and so egotistical that when we know something or you think we can do better, we just go and blow it in front of everybody and they expect you to just follow, which is not the correct thing.
Yes, and this kind of high-handedness and thing, people don't really like to be handled in such a way, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so here are the next screen. When silence itself is the message. You with me?
I am with you.
It says there are moments when words fail, where the most eloquent response is silence itself. I'm going to read that again. There are moments when words fail, where the most eloquent response is silence itself. In the face of a breathtaking sunset, a moving piece of music, or a deeply personal revelation from a loved one, words can often fall short. Psychologists suggest that in such instances, silence can be a powerful communicator. It allows us to absorb the moment fully and respond with our presence rather than our words. So the next time you find yourself in one of those profound moments, remember that your silence can be the most meaningful response. And I know they're talking the sunset Jester or the sunrise. Sometimes and I was saying that to someone yesterday, just yesterday. I said I do not like driving to St. George's and going over Mount Morris.
Yeah.
But that view, I'll pass the enemy. When you look at the ocean and you watch the sea, it has silver shimmers on it, and you just walk on that water. The sun is coming through, and it's just beautiful. And in your mind, you say, "Wow,
It's at its best."
it's best." And then in the evening, you're coming up around the coast and you see, wow. And then they have the boats that paint in that, I don't know what color it is, but when at night, you just see that bright white on all the little boats in there. And you're like, wow. There's a lot of wow moments in our life that we see and we never really pay attention to. But it says a breathtaking sunset, a moving piece of music. Like sometimes you're somewhere and you hear that music playing and it soothes your soul, and you're standing there, your eyes closed, and you're meditating. You're just feeling the vibe. Somebody come and you're like, what you doing? Your eye closed there? You're from disturbing my equilibrium. You know, you just destroy what it is that I was going through. So sometimes silence in those times, it's really, really meaningful because you're going through something, you're feeling something different from the regular day. The music, the sunrise, the sunset, or you see somebody perform something on stage and you're there and you're just into it. And the next, all you could say again is, wow. I know they call it the wow moment, the wow factor.
Yeah, silence brings about progress. A lot of times, people are, let's say, in the artistic art industry, all right, like Calypsonian and thing. For example, I understand that Calypsonian group, when he goes into his area to put his pieces and them together, nobody in that house disturb that man. Nobody can knock. They can even knock in the area where it is for no reason. This is no joke. So silent. A lot of people again get the inspiration probably might going down by the riverside, but you know that the walk on heritage lands or something. You know, people do get inspiration of approaching how they have to deal with certain things. So they get information in that quiet moment. So silence is just, as I said to you, it's fundamental. It's profound.
There are a few people I forgot to say good morning to, like Raymond Courtney and Young Song, right?
Oh, Young Song,
yes.
yeah.
He links us to hear the program also.
Yeah.
Denny in Grenville that works for the Flow, and a few of them, they do listen to a program and then they send messages and say, Thank you so much for doing this program. So we really want to say thank you to you guys that listen, because without you, we cannot have a program. You and I could sit here and blah blah about morning every Tuesday morning, and nothing comes out of it. But once we are making a difference in people's life, this is all that we are trying.
Recognizing mental health is a serious thing, and I keep telling you, I never used to be hearing mental health being mentioned so much as I'm hearing now. Serious. Even though I was listening to BBC this morning on our split mention, mental health was made mention about. Mental health is a very serious thing. And you know, this morning there is one guy that lives in Latas, they call Alfred. He's a mentally challenged person. You know, I was driving and I was like maybe 60 meters away from him, not realizing that Alfred had a stone in here, and Alfred just turned on and just pelted that stone for no reason. I think, you know, what if that stone had come on the vehicle? I don't know. You know, the vehicle I'm driving now is not mine.
I know, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Back then, I would have, maybe I would want to go out and really crack something on Alfred. But as I said, this program seriously make me think differently with this type of people. Not your history.
And you know, Justin, my daughter used to always tell me, I don't know, you're attracted to these crazy people, and then people, all these crazy people always come to you. But I don't think that I'm attracted to them per se. I look at them as people, as I am, because it could happen to me. And if they say hi to you, and most of them are very friendly, but you have to know when to stay away from them. You know when they're getting sick because they watch you real bad, and they just pass without saying hello. But once they say hello, they say something to me, I just, oh, how are you doing, and stuff like that. And I go, because you know, it is not about shunning the people that, because they too, they weren't always like that, you know, Jester. Some of them became like that. And sometimes something you say to them or something they say to you, and you give them a feedback, even in the state of being not fully coherent in the mental ability. Some of them, they think things when they sit, and according to what they say to you, realize that they know more than what they let out to be. So you say morning, you say hi, how are you doing, and you just go your way. But as you say, before you get really into it, you never really thought about how it affects people or it will affect you. You're thinking totally different now because we're doing that program on mental health. And mental health is, like you say, it's global now, because so much stress that people is under these days that everything or anything can send them off.
Yes.
It used to be that you're working in a place and somebody upsets you and they upset you and they upset you, and then you just get mad and everything. Now it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that. Even the phone that we have in our hand, you put something on Facebook and you put it in, you know, just like that, and somebody takes it and turn it around, and then they lambaste you when you're innocent about it. That sends you off totally. So sometimes, as my friend Jenny said last week, stay off social media if you do not have the gusto to deal with it.
Yeah, it's a set of bullying and things.
It is.
I feel a lot of them on social media is like the gods of social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So as it says, when silent itself is the message. So the message you're sending, if you see me by myself sitting somewhere just soliloquizing, maybe I might be speaking to myself and thinking about life and where to go next. It doesn't mean that I'm crazy or anything. I'm just reflecting and I'm staying silent, because you can be in your own zone, in your Zen moment, and that's where you think things when you're silent.
But I just want to go back to that subheading you just came out on that, which started us. There are moments when words fail, where the most eloquent response is silence itself. And I can put that into context for example, your problem might be happening even with your own child. you keep always warning him of the danger of something what he might be doing. You keep telling, first time you tell him, he's seeing the signs of little danger, but he keep doing it. He keep doing it. When you reach a situation that it reach your a worse or worst situation, you just decide, I have none to tell you. Because all my words before in trying to safeguard you, right? Of what you are doing so that you don't meet that danger, you still are making your head hard and continue to do what you were doing. So then, no, deal with it. My words fail, so I just have to remain silent.
That is true. And sometimes when they get a silence, they know that mom or dad is
Yeah.
serious about what they're saying to them. So let's take a quick break, Jester, and we'll be right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and
Who needs $200,000 more cash for Christmas? You.
Yes, you can have it.
When the punch up a month,
On Sunday, December 1st, from 5 p.m. Kings lead at the River Sally playing field as Cash Frenzy presents
Take it to the bank.
$200,000 cash money bingo.
Yes, $200,000 in cash.
No gimmicks. Can you imagine spending only $100 and walking away with lots of cash? I'm telling all you, Christmas looking real nice. Jackpot game, 50 plus 2 games, $1,000, and many other games. Get your tickets now at the Tipsy Bar, downtown Sates, Top FM in Grenville, or call 537-8877 or 410-0980. Music by DJ Glendon, DJ Madkid, and poured by Small Close Sound, and hosted by Shortleg. No unauthorized vending. Sunday, December 1st, River Sally Plainfield. Sponsored by Top FM, Coca-Cola, Glenelg, Spring Water, and Carrot.
welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
It is coming down to 11:30. I'm telling you, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. I think we are getting a call from Jenny earlier. So, Jenny, if you're still there and listening, you can call us now to make your contribution. So, next one here, Jester, is when you're in the presence of a complainer. And how do you describe a complainer, Jester?
when you're in the presence of a complainer, well, it's somebody that not satisfied about something, not going on well with them, and they come to present the case as a result.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So listen what it says here. When you are in the presence of a complainer, picture this. You are with a friend, family member, or co-worker who is constantly complaining. You might feel the urge to jump in, either to offer advice or express your own frustrations. But in these situations, silence might be the best approach. Complaining is often a self reinforcing behavior. The more someone complains, the more they find things to complain about. This cycle can be hard to break, especially when others join in. By remaining silent, you're not feeding into the negativity. Instead, you're creating a peaceful space where positive thoughts have a chance to flourish. Moreover, silence can also communicate that constant complaining isn't getting them anywhere. It breaks the reward cycle that can keep these negative behaviors going. Again, complaining. I always say, Jester, that we have two sets of complainers in the world that we live in. Those that complain because they need help, and those that complain because people listen. Which one are you?
Say that over again, Greg. Say that.
My personal opinion is this. There are two types of complainers in the world. Those that complain because they need help, and those that complain because people are listening. I'm asking which complainer are
I
you?
don't think I'm none of the above.
And that's it. So,
Because if I really and truly, if I don't have a reason to complain, I do not complain. And even at times when you may have a reason to complain, but you might just decide to take the silent route and just see how things play out, you know, monitor things for a while. So I'm not the type to complain about it. No,
good.
I've
The
never
number,
been.
the number to call is 404-1189. So, yes,
Even a very sport that I love in growing up and still very much passionate about football. Footballers, a lot of footballers are they committing the act, the some the challenges that are illegal, fouling players, and yet they're complaining. You see that happen all the time. So some football players are the most dishonest set of people. They committing the fault, but yet they complaining. I've seen it happening all the time. You see that the international level, you've seen it at the regional level, you've seen it at the
the
domestic
grassroots
level.
level.
You know, we see that I seen it happen just in that 40 plus tournament that is taking place right there in Versailles.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? They're just looking at times for that unfair advantage to them. That's what it matters most. And sometimes they'll do anything to get it.
Good morning, NP. How are you? Hope all is well. So he talks about complaining, and it is a serious thing, Jester, because some of us complain because people listen to us. So if I have an ailment, like I have pain in my leg, and every time I see you, I say, Jester boy, my leg is hurting me like crazy. Well, Claire, I'm sorry to hear that, but maybe you should do this and so. Next time I see you again, I'm still complaining about the pain in my leg. Because once you are listening to me and you're not telling me to seek help for that leg, I will always complain because you are listening to me. If I complain to you about that leg and you say, you know what, Claire? Jump in the car, let me take you to the doctor. You know that I'm complaining because I need help. Because when you offer me that help, I didn't say, nah, I ain't want to go by no doctor. Let me save my pain. You understand where I'm coming from? I am going to the doctor to seek help to get the pain out of my leg. But if you offer me to go with me to the doctor and I turn you down, that means I'm complaining because you are always listening to me.
Yeah, that's just funny enough, eh? I remember a guy by the name of Winston. I think Winston Fraser, but it can also be a Rush. I think yeah. He gone to the great beyond. He used to live in that house right there in the Cork Bank there. He used to with Johnny there. And he never see fit to rhyme or socialize with his age group so much, you know. He was a kind of elder person, but he preferred to mingle with people like myself, Nico. He and Nico, I think, related one way or the other. And because you see, it's tired hearing about these people his age group go come and complain about the rheumatism and arthritis and you don't know what the I never heard from Winston, you know.
So this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And sometimes we complain about things that doesn't even exist. Just
Yeah.
we create things, and I believe that when you create things like that, it happens to you because you keep complaining about something that is very minute, and then it turns into a big thing because just as listening to me and I complain, oh, I'll get somebody to listen to me, so I'll always complain. But if there's a solution to the complaint, somebody needs help when they're complaining, then that complaint is going to cut off because I got help.
Yeah. But there are some people, one or two people, man, they just love to complain. And it usually be a turn off for you sometimes, you know, because nothing uplifting you, you know, if you can pull positive discussion when you with that person. It's just more or less to complain and to complain. So it drive you nuts sometimes.
And not only that, when you see them, you want to dive away from them before they see you because you know what is coming.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it says instead, when you get rid of the negativity, you will create a peaceful space where positive thoughts have a chance to flourish. It says, moreover, silence can also communicate that constant complaining isn't getting you anywhere. It breaks the reward cycle that can keep this negative behavior. So when you're complaining always, there's no reward in complaining, you know.
No.
Because as you say, what's his name? You don't want to hear those people anymore complain about their arthritis and rheumatism and all this kind of thing because that's all they do. You pass to say, Ma, how you doing this morning, girl? A day, pain in this way, pain in that way. Thing. You pass the other morning, so Ma, how you doing? Girl, more pain again. I think. So when you pass in the next time, you're asking Ma, how she doing?
No, because you already.
You know, is that a complaint about the pain? But if I passed this morning and I said, Ma, how are you doing? And she said, the pain last night. And I passed this morning and I said, Ma, she said, you know what? I got to ease up last night because I was able to take this. Or somebody told me to take that recipe and I tried it and I'm feeling a bit better this morning. Now, you know, you're in a better situation to ask Ma, how she doing? And another question that I don't really ask people much is, how you doing? Because you open up the door, Jester, for it to give you all the complaints that they have in the world when you ask how you do it. My thing is, what gives? People don't know what gives means. So I say, when I say, hey, just what gives? But I did what I go see. Thank you, and I gone.
So I'm more of a Canadian kind of thing.
I don't want reality. I don't know if the Canadian or American is what.
I don't think the Canadians really.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because when I ask what gives, I ain't even no room open for it to give me all the complaint that
most
you
of the
have.
time we like ask what's up, you know, what's going on.
Yeah, what's up or what's going on.
That is the kind of thing we know.
Yes, and then that
Not what gives, that you more kind.
No. If you look at it, you used to look at cartoons when your child was younger. Sylvester the cat. And he say, hey, what gives? That's where I get my what gives from. Sylvester the cat. So when he asks what gives, the other cat and them, the alley cat and them telling them, oh, this, they see the dog pass and Tweety did this and this one. So it's what gives. You get the 411 and then you mosey on. But when you ask, how are you doing? Lord have mercy, you open up the door for all kind of complaints to come to you. Yes. So when you, and people don't take my what gives and come and complain to me because I ain't listening to what gives and I gone. The number to call is 404-1189 and please people subscribe to our channel. We're coming down, subscribe because, you know, by you doing that, we're going to build on more topics that we can discuss when it comes to mental health. So the complainers, if you are somebody, or just you know somebody that complains because they need help, let them complain because you might be able to give them a resolution to what they're complaining about. But if you try giving them the resolution and they refuse it, the next time they start complaining, tell them you don't want to hear.
Not complain and complain.
But you need an explanation, please.
Something like that. Okay, so you're not complaining, right? To complain is to come and show your disgust about something that you're not pleased about.
Right.
But I say no, complain. You know when I say complain, complain. We come straight.
Like in a plain shirt. Complain. So don't beat around the bushes.
Don't complain. Complain.
I see. Complain and see what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So those of us who likes to complain, you can change that attitude and make it into complain. Complain and say what it is that is on your mind. Because when you keep complaining, you lose the friendships that you had. Because I could sit and listen to you complain and not say a word to you, Jester. And I know the next time you're getting me sitting. I'm sitting and listen to this is what you're telling me because you mentally, you're putting me under strain, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I have to listen to this over and over and over again, I'm like,
you're looking for a way sometime too. cut this thing short. And I know people put themselves under immense pressure in such a way, and they don't want to make the person feel bad to find a way of trying to get away from them quick. So they consider and all that. But next thing they have to stay there and take this in their heads. And I know people, you know, and they will come and say after, if you know how long I want you to get away.
Yes. When you see, me personally, it was always tell me that something wrong with me, but nothing is wrong with me, and I tell you why nothing is wrong with me.
I know something wrong with it, but go ahead.
Go say whatever you want. I personally cannot sit and let somebody complain to me when I know to myself, you should stop or seek help. You understand? Like I say, if you're complaining because you need help, I will put myself out there to help you. But if you're complaining because you get me to listen, that ain't happening much. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, you know what? It's about time in a nice way. Don't you think, here's the thing, don't you think when you see me, you shouldn't complain to me? Because I am trying to help you and you're not even taking an inch of what I'm saying to you to make your life better. So I don't want to hear any more of your complaining. I am going to tell you this, Jester. And at the time, you may think, well, how she could tell me this? To your own good. Because if you catch me to complain, I'm not the only one you're complaining to. And if you get all of us complaining, think about one way a lot of us ended up in the pink house. Because emotionally, you are draining us.
Yeah, they are putting you on immense mental pressure too. That's what
Yes.
people don't realize.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when they finish and they get their act together, you are the one know that in that hole that you may need therapy now to get out of. Because you take the burden, I take the burden from you and I bring it on myself. So if you're going to complain to me, complain because you need help and I'm going to put myself out there to help you. But if you're going to complain to me because I'm listening, sometimes I give myself the deaf ear and you might think I'm listening and I ain't hearing what. But I am going to tell you. So stop being in a complaining mood. Because you see, I think Jester, when the Creator created all of us, He gave us that compassion and everything to help out each other. But if by complaining and you're not taking the help that I'm giving, then you're actually flying in the face of the Creator and saying that you create me and I don't like the way you create me, so I'm going to complain all the time in my life, because like you gave me a complaining attitude.
Yeah, and that could be the worst thing in children because somebody might, okay, they have a concern or a complaint or how you want to put it, and you give them advice so as to, counteract the complaint and so that, you get the problem solved. But yet they did not take the advice, right? But yet still when they see you, they want to keep coming back to you and, to live in your hands. Sugar, I will say, can't deal with this.
And they come back with the same thing
Same
over and over and
Yeah.
over again. It can be very depressing. And when I see you and you call me, I'm flying in the next, even though I ain't going where I'm going there because just to avoid you. And you don't want somebody to do that to you.
No.
So kind of kill the complaining and complain and say what it is that is
Yeah.
bothering you. And let's have a discussion and see how we can resolve it instead of complaining all the time. Here's another one, Jester. This is a very, very important one. When you are tempted to gossip. And this is a big thing. We gossip like those call us gossip mongers. Everything we gossiping about. Sometimes it's the truth, the lie, then the truth become the lie, and you don't know which is the difference now, if it's the truth or if it's the lie, because you're gossiping. It says gossiping can seem like harmless fun.
If you go on, right? I might have an idea. Many people have an idea what gossiping is. But in your meaning, how would you describe gossip?
Gossip? I could describe gossip as a dangerous thing. Because there's people that can discuss things. Say, I say like Nan is on neighbor and Nan pass and you find Nan looking really nice and stuff like that. Instead of gossiping about Nan, how she looking nice and what Nan doing to look nice, we could have a discussion and say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've seen Nan for the past few months and Nan looking really, really well, and stuff like that. What change in Nan? You have a discussion. When you're gossiping about Nan, you put it as like in a negative way. Gossip can be negative. It's like, well, I wonder where she get money to buy that clothes and then where she get it. And
It's somewhat negative.
it is negative. So that's the difference between gossiping and having, okay, well, let me give you a sweet piece of gossip. And with the gossip against them, you don't have the facts about the gossip that you're about to gossip.
But I've never really taken the time off to really, really search around the word gossip. Because most of the time we think gossip is pointed to the negative. But isn't there, don't you think it could be the other way around too, that you can gossip about something that's positive?
That's a discussion. That
But,
is a discussion.
so, so
Gossip is a negative.
is a negative. Yeah, it also is a negative. I think I have to agree with you on that. But I think I need to really do some more deep searching on this word gossip. Because what I'm saying, to me, almost everybody at times do gossip.
Yes,
Let's
and
be
that's why I
honest.
said yes.
Let's be honest,
Yes, it's true.
Yeah,
Sometimes with the
yeah.
person that you gossip about, you don't know them. You just see something and you gossip about that person.
Is the manner in which for example, there are some people who find themselves on the street all the time. And the many times somebody pass, they have something negative to say. These kind of gossipers.
Well, I could say I've been a victim of gossiping.
Yeah.
Because people see you and they see you a certain way and they gossip about you, whether they know anything about you or not, they just see you and they gossip. And it's like, it not only happened to me, I'm not special. It's like everybody goes through it. We all gossip, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to say what it is about. It says gossiping can seem like harmless fun. It's an easy way to bond with others and can feel satisfying in a moment. But here's the catch. Participating in gossip can actually have negative effects on your relationship and reputation. Gossip often creates an atmosphere of mistrust and can harm the subject of the gossip, even if they never find out about it. Moreover, those you gossip with may start to question your trustworthiness, wondering if they might be your next topic of conversation. By choosing to remain silent, you're taking the high road. You are showing respect, not just for the person being talked about, but also for your own integrity. And I thought that was a very, very powerful one.
Yeah.
We gossip and we gossip and we gossip. And the point where it says that sometimes the person don't even know that you're gossiping about them. But sometimes, it still can, because sometimes you're passing, I'm not hearing what they're saying about me. But by the way they look at me, I know they're talking about me. And it's not in a positive light.
Yeah.
Because you can tell your body language gesture can say so much about what you are thinking or what you are saying.
Yeah, I know some people who position themselves in certain places just to gossip about it. And the minute time somebody pass, sometimes maybe how they dress, they always have some other thing. And it amazes me. I am actually been baffled at times of how these people are never, they just make it a duty that I don't know, somebody really, really, really could live their life.
Well, not only that, though.
Serious.
The person where we're in a corner that is gossiping, they involve the whole set of people, the whole mass around them, the mass of people around them that they gossip. So they're going to see you pass and say, oh, that Jester this and Jester that. Nobody's going to say, well, but you don't know why he's acting that way. They join in. Yes, everybody lambasting you for that. Whereas, as it says, sometimes we do not have the facts about the things that we are gossiping about. Because the people are gossiping about me in certain corners, they don't even know if I eat the morning or not, if I bathe or just put on clothes on me or anything of that sort. You understand? They just seen me and just gossip. But it's their folly, not mine. Because as the last time I checked, when you call 1-800 tough luck, you ain't got anything, you could do whatever you want. because I am just going to continue moseying on with myself and how I feel and what I'm doing good for me, not about what you think, because you will think whatever you want. And the funny thing, Jester, when they gossip and you make a big deal about it, you cannot change what they're thinking and you cannot change what they're saying. So you yourself have to be the one that is going to rise over it.
Exactly. But you see, that's one of the reasons I kind of like my life, for it is
You
always
like your
been
life?
kept. Yeah, it's always been kept busy. I really do not have the time. Because you know what the kind of things I involve in doing. So sometimes, like when I come out into my daily walk, I probably may have to go to I may have to go to a St. Patrick's Sports Council meeting. If not that, I have to go later on, evening, night football, I have to do commentary. So I always, I really don't have the time for these sort of things anymore. If I finish job, people are asking me, well, you don't see this thing on Facebook? And I don't even get the time to go up on Facebook and on days pass. Like, I don't have the time for these things.
NP, I totally agree to let them talk. They can say what they want to say. And that's it. We can't stop them. We have a call and I know it's coming through. Good morning, my dear friend.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good.
Morning, Jester.
Good morning to you, Mr. Snag, man.
How are you doing?
It was nice meeting you on Saturday for the very first time.
Good morning, my friend, and leave it there.
Yeah.
He ain't got the memo. We have to write him.
Well, you're getting closer to the end of the program. I was practicing being silent.
Oh my God.
Sure. Didn't work because you're caught in.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Unfortunately, when I needed to be silent, I was not silent. So I currently paying the price for that. I will get into that with you a different time, different program.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, being silent is a great tactic to use, not only for your own personal mental space, but also in sometimes in critical negotiations. And even if you're having conversations with different people and they're being, um, in lack of a better word, I would say coy, they're not giving you information, they're just beating around the bush. Sometimes it's best to be silent. Let me give you a complete example. For instance, I was in a negotiation with a company on a business deal, and I keep asking the person I'm speaking with, do you have a budget allocated for this, project you want to do? And they keep telling me no, keep telling me no. So we're in a negotiation and we're talking, and the subject of the budget came up again. And I asked the question and I stayed silent. And he's there and he's fumbling and he doesn't want to say anything. So, and I deliberately waited. And my own personal trick for this, I count to 10 slowly in my head, 9, 8. And if he tries to talk in between that, I would stop counting. And when he stops talking, I would start counting again before I start to speak. Now, if you've been in a conversation with anyone and the conversation goes silent, how do you feel? You start to feel uncomfortable and you start to want to fill that void with information. Either you start talking about something else or whatever it is. You even start to talk about things you don't want to talk about because you're trying to fill that void, that uncomfortable silence. So by doing that, he now started, yes, we met and we discussed the budget. So I start to realize, and I got it, yes, well, there is a budget. However, you just don't want to tell me. So that tells me in my mind there's somebody else within that organization that knows what that budget is. I just need to find that person to get that information. So you see, sometimes being silent can get you information that other person doesn't quite want to share with you or doesn't want to share with you in that setting, but they would just drop little clues. And that could work in your personal relationships too, because if you're having a discussion with your spouse, with your children, and everything else, and they're not responding.
I like to use significant other.
Exactly. So you just be silent, and information will just start coming, and you need okay. You didn't say that before, but you're saying it now. So that gives me a different clue of what exactly you're trying to tell me, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So being silent in a conversation, or even just being silent with even some information that you've gathered. Yeah, just as you spoke about before, is like the gossip and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to go and just somebody told you something. You don't have to go and run with it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hold it on you for a while and say, is this really true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Analyze.
Yes, is this really true? And then come to find out the fact, it may not be true at all. Yeah, or it might be some truth to it, but there's a whole bunch of flavor now added to it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
So the story is partly true. However, the flavor that's on top of it just adds to it and is no way close to what the actual event or the thing that people are talking about is actually about. But, you know, silence and being knowing when to use it and how to use it is a great psychological hack, like I said, to get people to talk about things that don't necessarily want to talk about it. Jester and Claire, and if you've gone to a therapist in any way,
Mm-hmm.
they'll ask a question and they will go silent.
Yep.
Yes.
They're waiting
Yeah,
for you
they
to
will go
say it.
completely silent
Mm-hmm.
and they wait for you to respond. Yeah,
Yes.
and even if you don't respond, they give a time and then they will ask maybe the same question using different words and they may get a response from you then.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, being silent has so much we can do with it. And like I said, junior show, I was practicing being silent, so I was just listening to your so I don't get myself into trouble.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And anyway, guys, it's been a fantastic show. I know you're getting ready to wrap.
Yes.
And like I said, I waited as long as I could before I choose to come on and say anything. But fantastic show, great way of letting people know that silence is a tool that we can all can use
Mm-hmm.
at the appropriate time. You know, but I wouldn't say stay silent if you see somebody in trouble.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Speak up and say something. But if you want to use it, control yourself also is another great aptitude to pick up. Is that okay? He's really trying to get to me. Let me just stay silent.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're boiling inside, but you're not letting it come out.
Right.
You just stuff it back down. Yeah, you
Yes.
throw water on the fire, and all you have now is just smoldering coals. You don't have flames blowing all the way up to the chimney roof, right?
True. True.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so very much. And Jester is saying that he's so happy to see you
Yeah.
on Saturday. We're so happy to see you.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, thank you for ensuring that I got there, Claire, because I wasn't sure it was still happening. Thank you
Yes.
again.
Yes. You're welcome.
The great duo.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Talk to you soon.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Have a
Bye-bye.
lovely day, Sis Mike.
So just silence. He practices silence for as long as he possibly can, and now he's okay. So here's the other part of it, Jester. When your words may hurt someone, we are coming on to the wire. We have 7 minutes. When your words may hurt someone, we all had moments where we are upset, frustrated, or hurt, and we all want to lash out. But there's the thing: once spoken words can't be taken aback. Can be taken back. They linger in the air, in the mind, and in the heart long after they have been said. And often they can hurt more than we ever intended. Our words carry immense power, the power to build up and the power to tear down. And sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is choose not to use them. Silence in these moments doesn't mean suppression. It means giving yourself space to process your emotions and respond rather than react. It's choosing kindness over the satisfaction of a cutting remark. Of a cutting remark. And that's it. When we say things, we can hurt people. And we said that before. Sometimes words fly out of our mouth and we cannot take it back because it's gone. It's not like you're flying a kite in the air and you see rain coming and start to pull down your kite. No, once it leaves here, there's no taking back. You can say, oh, I'm sorry, or I'm this. It doesn't cut it. So that's why it's saying that our words has immense power. So sometimes it is the best thing to do is to remain
Silence.
silent.
Cher have a song about that. If
Mhm.
I could turn back the hands. She spoke about words and She seems to be working well with you because Jesse James.
So we're gonna shut them down like Jesse James. Yes.
Yeah, but on a serious note, you see, especially if arrogance steps in on issues and then you just can't hold back. You might tend to just blow up and say certain things. And then after that, anger get the better of you and you sit back now and say, boy, you know what, I really should not have said that thing. And that happened at different levels, yeah. So you could be in a relationship with your, I like to use your word, your significant other, or it could be on the job, you check yourself, you realize you really should not have said certain things. But, it's like you're firing a bullet from a gun. It already go through the nozzle of that gun and gone out. You can't pull it back, And then they still, even if you ask for forgiveness and say they forgive you, but people deep down inside feel, that is
They don't really
you had
forgive
that
you.
inside. You see, that is how you really feel about it.
Yes.
So you have got to be careful as to, you should be carefully analyzing situations first before you really talk. So that way, in some instances, it might be better to remain silent.
And even sometimes you're in a relationship and you say the wrong thing. When when you see the way the person react, you know to yourself that this is never going to end in a good way, because they might say, okay, I accept your apology, but deep down inside, they will hold it against you. Sooner or later, it coming right back in your face. It's smart that you get it in your face.
That is what usually happens.
Yes. Good morning, SBW. Yes, Jesse James is shooting them down like Jesse James. I'm gonna shoot it down like Jesse James.
Sure, right up to that.
Yeah, we know Jesse. We have some very interesting comments here. It says we're asked to stay silent and still asked to speak our mind. What gives? That's not a good. Leave my what gives alone. You've been hurting me over and over. I remain silent. Where do we draw the line? Silence kills as well. So to speak in your mind. You have this silent bullet that you say nothing and you just let things go. And you see, when you're silent, as it says, nobody knows what you're thinking. When you speak, people know what you have in your mind. Here is the other comment. I have remained silent for so long. My head is not my mind anymore. That is why there are so many people walking around talking to themselves. It is called soliloquizing, but not in a good way. Yes. And this is it, because sometimes we hold things inside, Jester, because we do not have the right channel to speak about it, because what we want to say would not come out right.
But remember too, Claire, we did make mention of the timing of when you are to speak, despite the emphasis is about silence, the topic this morning. But we also made mention, remember, that critical thing of the timing as to when you should speak. So we did make mention of it as well.
Let's move on. When someone else needs the spotlight, everyone has stories to share, experiences to recount, and opinions to express. But there are times when the greatest gift we can offer is to step back and let someone else take center stage. Maybe it's a friend sharing the exciting news, a colleague presenting their hard work, or a loved one opening up about their struggles. In these moments, your silence is a gift to them. Choosing to remain silent allows the voice to be heard, the joy to be celebrated, and the pain to be acknowledged. It's a way of saying, I see you, I hear you, this is your moment. So when things like that, you give them their time to shine and not try to take it from them. Because, I may want to present something, you may want to present something, and someone else may want to present something. Like Annie may want to present something. And I'm there and like Annie start to think that I'm like, who Annie thinks she is? And I just start to speak because I want the joy for myself. I want to take away any moment. This is not something you do. Give them the time in the spotlight. Let them be who they want to be and who they are. All you have to do is to celebrate to them, congratulate them on their achievement. And that's all it is in a nutshell. Give them the moment to shine. And we come to our final thought, Jester. Silence is a powerful tool that often overlooked in our fast-paced, communication-driven world. But it's these quiet moments that we truly listen, reflect, and understand both ourselves and others. The renowned French philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, all of humanity's problems stems from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. This statement rings true centuries later as we continually grapple with the noise and distractions of modern life. Psychology affirms the power of silence in various situations, during arguments, while listening, when faced with uncertainty, in new environments, and even when silence itself is the message. This is so true. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. You have to spend time with yourself. I say that every day. I could be in the same room with you, Jester, and spend time with myself in my quiet moments. We have to have this. Otherwise, we'll always be running around like chicken without heads and not being silent and not learning how to be silent. Let me say good morning to my dear friend Annie. She is in Spice Country. Annie is in Spice Country. And you see, this is one of my tips.
Yes.
So four is out there. Five. Number five is here.
I must say I know Annie a long time,
Mhm.
very long. She's
Yes.
a very pleasant person, like I must say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Annie, welcome to Spice Country, and we'll spend the little time that we have together.
Claire, as we wrap up, I must say it's a very interesting topic, and as we really dive into this topic this morning, really and truly, I realize the power of silence.
Mhm.
It's very, very powerful. Other words that can describe it, has been profound. Yeah, yeah.
You know, you have the song that says,
Fundamental. These are all words that can go alongside.
when you hear the sound of silence, silence has no sound, but this is the
That tells you
sound,
how to sing,
the
please.
sound of silence, because you're saying that
After we get in all that, we still want to sing. Why you want to do that?
I'm powerful like that. I'm powerful like that. So, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to us this morning and joining us on 107.5 WiBS, 94.9 in New York with NOYZ FM. To all our sponsors that make it possible for us to continue this program, we're asking you to subscribe to the channel. You see that little bell? Just hit it, and the rest is up to YouTube and everybody. So when we put our programs out there, it will notify you that we are on. So I'd like to say thank you. And we have Shama is coming up on Christmas Shack Shack. She comes on every Tuesday, I think, if I'm not on 8 to 10 p.m. on WiBS, the same one that is broadcasting us there. So listen to Tanti Shama, the Malay woman, as you know, scholar,
Of course.
with Christmas Shack Shack, with all Christmas parang and all this kind of thing. So she's going to be on there. So listen up, people, and join us. And we'd like to say again, thank you. Au revoir, aviento, adios, do everything. We're saying goodbye. See you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. to noon. Just a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.